Assalamu alaikum. Have you ever experienced such situation when you are working towards a dark area, eventually you notice that a light has switched on? Actually, it happens with the use of PIR sensor. And you may ask, what is PIR sensors? It means passive infrared ray. This is, in one voice, a motion detector sensor. To be more exact, it is the sensor that can detect the motion of living object. It cannot detect the motion of non-living object. The reason is its mechanism. How does it works? It works in such a way that, suppose we know that every sensor has its own area, right? It is also has its own area. If a living object comes in the area, as this is a living object, it will emit IR ray. So it has two pins in it, so it will detect that in a particular point of its area, its range, there is a change of IR ray. When it detects the change of IR ray, it detects that there is something, there is a motion. And you may ask that why it's not working for non-living object. The main reason is, as it works, as it function with the help of IR ray, means a non-living object cannot emit the IR ray. That's why it cannot detect the movement of non-living object. First confusion, I think it's complete. Second confusion, if a object, living object, is not moving, will it give me the result? The answer is no, because if it is not moving, then in a particular place, in a particular point of its region, the two pins will give same value of IR, right? The same value of IR that emits. It means there is no change. And as it mainly detects the motion, it detects that there is no motion. Okay, in one voice, if it, when it will work only then when there is a living object in its area. Secondly, this living object must move one place to another place, then it will detect that there is a motion in this area, and according to your code you have set up, it will give you the result. And I need to connect, let me connect, and then I will explain. Okay, our connection is complete. Let me explain what is going on here. This is a PRI sensor that I have said earlier. This has three pins: signal pin, power pin, and ground pin. As we know that signal pin, we are connecting it with a digital pin that is 13. and then you may, I think you can clearly see that, and that is red, that is connected with a power pin, that means that is 5 volt, you can see that clearly. And a remaining one, that is a ground, that is connected to G and D, that means ground. So that's how we have completed the connection of PRI sensor. And then left one, that is our valve. This valve has two pins. One is connection pin. This is connected with our 12 non-digital pin, and the remaining pin is ground. I have connected a resistor, and its value is 330 ohm, not kilo ohm, remember this. And this is connected to, as it is a ground, that's why I have grounded with this G and D ground. And this is how we have completed the connection. And we need to go to the code section, and we know how to insert the code. We are not deal with the block code, we will do normal code, text and continue. Delete this and let paste our code. And as you can see that it is our code, and it is very simple. If you have followed my tutorials as far as I have published, you easily understand what is the code and why the line are been written. Is void setup, and in this pin mode 13, uh, pin mode 13 input, I mean, this is a PR sensor. Definitely it will uh, it will give this microcontroller some information. So what the microcontroller needs to do, microcontroller need to read the information that is provided by this sensor. That's why it is written that 13 comma input, because this 13 pin is working as an input pin. To be more exact, the microcontroller will read some data from this pin. Okay, and then pin mode 12 comma output. 12 is connected to this bulb, and bulb is giving will give us output. That's why we have written that 12 comma output. And this is a bandwidth. I have explained it earlier. And what they need to do, let's void loop. And we know that void loop, in the void loop we will do something which have to repeat again and again in the project. PRI state means I have created a value variable, is an integer type variable. And what is the source of its data? Actually, it will collect data from 13 pin. Okay, 13 pin, that's why I have digital read 13. And then I am checking if p or PIR state is equal to high. I mean, if PRI state high, then in the serial monitor print this message that motion detected. And at the same time, digital write 12 comma high. 12 comma high means let the valve switch on, and then delay for 500 seconds. And secondly, and the second part else, that means if the PRI sensor is low, then give me this result. I mean, then show me in the serial monitor that no motion detected, and as a result show me that the bulb is switched off. Let us see that is it working properly or not. And for this we have to start simulate, and you can see that our code is working or not. At first there is no motion of this object, that's why it is no motion detected. If I start to displace this, like now, just notice motion detected. Okay, and I have again, it at first it was suppose it was there, and now I have placed it here, motion detected. But as it is placed here, not moving, that's why again it is said that motion detected. And how the serial meter is giving me the result, but I want to see it more smartly, that is using this valve. Suppose it's moving, and now you can notice that the valve is switched on, it's giving a me light is switched off. And you can explain, and you can do a lot with this. It is when until it is stopped or stopped moving, you can see that the light is on. it was today's project. I think you have enjoyed this. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe and motivate me. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.